Everyone is talking about AI taking over jobs, and university fees are going crazy and very expensive. But what if I told you there are some real jobs available here in Australia that doesn't need university degree, and you can still earn six-figure salaries, and it's very hard for AI to replace those jobs. That's a good news, right? So in this video, I will take you guys through 7 of those jobs and how people like you and me, especially those are migrant, can actually look for those jobs and make your living out of it. Hello everyone, this is Ali. I'm from Australia. If you are new to this channel, I'm a supply chain professional from Australia. I've got experience for over 15 years now working for multiple national and international FMCG companies. On this channel, we talk honestly about work, money, life in Australia. There is no magic shortcuts, there is no sugarcoating in my talking. It's just a real talk. There will be real numbers and real options. So in the first video, if you guys recall and if you guys have watched my first video, I've shared my own story and I try to give you a very high level overview about this channel, which we will talk about international student and potential migrant who want to settle down in Australia, and what are the real options you have to make your living out of it. So that was in my first video. In the second video, we still continued in a way talking about a different type of jobs that is available, or different type of jobs that you could do, whether as a student or whether as a migrant. We talked about very briefly on pay, salary, expense and earnings, but still very high level. My intention is very simple. I want to take you guys through. I want to guide you through my experience, through my lens, through my skill set and through my network. So I want you to feel less confused and more in control of yourself when it comes to thinking about planning and moving to overseas. In this video, as I said, we'll talk about there are some jobs available in Australia where these jobs, in my opinion, will not be taken over by AI, or it's very hard for AI or the AI ecosystem, I call it, to take over and replace. In the next video, just as a heads up, I'll go deeper into actual salary range, shift patterns, money talk for these roles, so that it helps you to think beyond our traditional way of thinking, the jobs those are available and the money and the expense and the living that you can make out of it. So it's just a different perspective, so it will help you to think outside of the box. So on that note, let's jump in. So job number one. The job number one is train drivers and rail operators. Now again, just to recap again, I'll be talking about 7 jobs in my view. Those are available in Australia right now. Can give you a good salary, but doesn't need university degree. So number 1 in the list, in my view, is train drivers and rail operators. These are people who, they're people who move from city to city or town to town by train. We call it everyday commuters. And there are trains in every city to help commute those people. We have freight services where tons of freights move from city to city, from port to port every day. So this job is very critical to maintain the economy, the local economy and the national economy sustainable. And as much as we all know, for these type of jobs or this type of role, you need a real person. You need a person who is safety oriented or very disciplined. You need a person who can work in different shifts, in different times. You need a person who is very fit for the work, but not necessarily you need a person who needs to be university qualified. So job number 1, train driver and rail operators, a critical role in the transport industry, where city rail from Sydney or city rail from Melbourne or city rail from Brisbane or any other capital city in Australia, they always look for drivers and operators, rail operators every year, if not every month. So one to definitely watch out. This kind of job suits someone who is very calm, focused, disciplined, flexible with the shift, and take safety of for himself or herself, and safety of the environment and safety of the local community very serious person. Just a caution: if you are not an office person, or if you are an office person, or your mentality is like to do office work, then this is not the role for you. But if you are a person don't like to stay in office 9 to 5, if you are a person more sort of outgoing, like to see environment or like to stay close to nature, this role or this type of role certainly is for you. Job number 2, mining and heavy equipment operators. So I repeat again, mining and heavy equipment operators. Think about large trucks, think about large loaders, think about underground work, think about processing plant. These are some of those areas where where you will be involved in if you pursue your career or jobs, or take some jobs in those those areas. So mining and heavy equipment operators, if I just have my eyes over it, in Australian context, we have mines and mines in WA or Western Australia. We have mines in Queensland, and in those states and in those mining areas, they need people, because of the shortages. They have FIFO worker. FIFO as in fly in, fly out. So this role easily can earn or reach 6 figures, because usually those mines are in remote locations. Usually you have to do long shift, and very frequently you have to do overtime. So when it comes to remote locations, when it talks about long shift, when it talks about overtime, automatically your salary and allowances goes up really high. Many people enter through entry level role in these sites, or in this industry. They enter through traineeship, get some basic tickets, they call it tickets or certifications, to enter into those roles, but then you don't actually come back, or you don't actually look back. So question here is for this type of role in mining and heavy equipment areas, will AI replace them tomorrow? In my personal opinion, I don't think so. The only challenge in this role is, as I said, it requires you to do work in remote areas. It requires you to do long shift. It requires you to do overtime. If you are physically fit, if you are mentally strong, definitely this area is for you. Job number 3, it's about trades, it's about electricians, it's about plumbers and more, something sillier. So licensed tradesman, licensed electrician, licensed plumbers, licensed any other trade professions. These sort of roles really don't need or doesn't require university degree. Yes, you need some form of degree, but definitely not university degree. You can usually start as an apprentice, or junior entry level apprentice. You will learn and you will learn. So you earn while you learn. And once you're licensed and experienced, you can work for any reputed company or employer, or you can start your own business. Question again, will AI take over these roles? I don't think so. That's my personal opinion. The AI will not take over this role. These type of roles really need hands-on, attention to details, someone with a good brain and good communication skills. Of course, you need physical skills and strength, but definitely you need a discipline, hands-on, attention to details, someone who is commit to do this type of work in a longer term for your career. But certainly it doesn't need university degree to do this type of jobs and enter into this type of industry. Number 4, job number 4 are from aged care and disability support industry. These roles might not always start with six figure straight away, but there are huge demand in Australia. In fact, aged care and disability support worker is listed in the migration skill list as a high demand skill list. So work is often flexible. You'll find the hours are flexible. You might have to do some long hours, or might have to do some overtime. You might have to do weekend works, but most of the time hours are very flexible. This type of work, or the work in this type of industry, it requires human connections. Because you are working with aged care or aged people, because you are working with disability related peoples, it needs human connections. So you're going to help people, someone to shower, you might be helping people to eat food, or helping them to move, you might be helping to listen, or help them to read stories. There will be some good days, bad days, but certainly it's all about you and that person on the other side of opposite to you. Can AI take over this role? In my opinion, probably not. This role, or from this role, or from this industry, it needs someone who has emotional side, who can show empathy, who can show patience, who has cultural understanding, and in nutshell, this is a human nature. So this cannot be replaced by AI. Job number 5, truck driver and bus drivers. Now, we all know in every society, every country, in every geographical locations, there are existence of truck and there are existence of bus. We know, like of Tesla, there will be a time in future, but that's probably still far away, where we'll see driverless truck or driverless bus on the road. But that's probably 10, 15, 20 years away to become it more mass, on the road. But till then, we still need drivers to move truck. We still need driver to move and drive bus. So this role, or this type of role, definitely does not require university degree. As you know, Australia is very big. Everything we buy has been on a truck at some point, and things get moved from city to city, from state to state by truck. In cities, people really rely on the train that we talked earlier, and also rely on the bus to move from one place to another place. To become a bus driver or truck driver, you'd be looking at medium rigid license. You might be looking at heavy rigid license. You might be looking for some specialized license. But definitely these are achievable. You may need to go through some training, short course. You may need to go for some test to obtain those license, but definitely achievable and obtainable. The pay can climb with your longer routes, night shift, weekend shift, and specialized route. But certainly, if you add up your weekly salary to the annual salary, it will add up to the six figure. That's for sure. And once again, can AI take over this role? In my opinion, certainly not. Number 6, crane operators and construction plant operators. Not sure how many of you have seen big cranes sitting next to a construction site and moving things from one place to another place within the same construction site. Those are big cranes, and big cranes comes with big responsibility for that plant, for that site, as well as for the surroundings. And just because of that, the crane operators actually earn big money. They're on high wage, and they're on big allowances. But this type of role, once again, doesn't need university degree. You need certain licenses, you need certain safety ticket, but those are easily achievable and obtainable. Why they really pay well? As I said, you are dealing with safety of the site, you are dealing with safety of the worker on the site, you are dealing with the safety of the surrounding around that site. So you're dealing with the danger that comes with responsibility, so it becomes higher wages. Often this plant or the site are running behind a timeline, or they're chasing a timeline, so the project needs to be completed within certain timeline. So it's very time critical. And most importantly, these skilled operators are always in high demand, especially in the growing cities. Hence why the crane operators or the plant operators, they get paid really, really high. Question again, can AI take over these roles? In my opinion, certainly not. Probably the last one for today's video. There are certain roles that I call it hand-on or hands-on roles. It's a community work, and this type of roles often doesn't require university degree. You may need some diploma from TAFE or college. You may need some licenses to enter into those roles, but definitely not university roles or university degrees. What are these roles actually? These roles could be, think about you are in hospital and certain emergency service roles within hospitals, some certain support roles in hospitals. You're probably looking at some technical support roles in factories and warehouses. These are side roles. It might feel like these are admin role. These might feel like junior role, but actually not. These are very critical role for the particular industry, and they always look for those people to recruit and hire, and because it applies to certain areas and certain industry, like of hospital, like of community work, like of in factories and warehouse, they actually pay really good money, and hourly rate is very, very high. Again, this role will not be replaced by AI, because one way or the other way it needs that human touch, and human touch cannot be replaced by the AI. So these are 7 areas or 7 jobs or 7 types of jobs that I just touched on. You don't necessarily need a university degree to build a strong career in Australia, and the way I see AI is more likely to become or remain as an assistant in this case, not your replacement. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be super smart to build a good life in Australia. If you are doing this type of jobs, you need basically realistic and optimistic view about yourself and about these jobs. You need to have or you have to have willingness to learn. You need to have a courage to take the first step, and this is where probably we often stumble. We often think, okay, these are probably B and C grade jobs. This is probably not a white collar job but the blue collar job, but actually not. This doesn't fall into white or blue collar job. These are jobs that is essential for those specific industries, and it cannot be replaced by any machine or any AIs. It needs human to function. So the blue collar job or white collar job doesn't really apply in these scenarios. So but what it needs from us, we need the courage to take the first step and apply for this role. So if I just sum it up from today's video and what I've gone through so far, we're talking about jobs. Those are still available and will remain available in foreseeable future, and where human touch is needed, human emotions is needed, human experience is needed. The machine cannot replace, the AI cannot replace, but you can still do this job by doing some short courses, by taking some special licenses, by taking some tickets. Certainly not doing university course from any good or average universities. Before we close for today, I just want to give you guys heads up about the next video of this little series. I'll go probably more specific in details about this job, more around the salary, the pay comes with that, and what sacrifices you have to make if you want to pursue a career in those industries and through this job. So finally, if that's something you are interested in, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it, and hit the like button if today's video gave you some hope or ideas or some kind of reality check. Also let me know in the comments which one of these 7 jobs interests you the most, and which job do you want a full detailed video on, step-by-step pathway, requirements, pros and cons. Thanks for spending some time with me today. I'd like to continue on with this journey for myself and for you guys, and we'll go through together in this journey. Until then, see you next time. This is Ali and this is my cross border street, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.